Hi everyone, happy Easter. It's Mr. Clark here. I'm missing you all. It seems a long time since I've seen you all, so I hope you enjoyed the video put on last week with some of your teachers on there. Had all your favourite teachers on and Mr. Bailey. So I'm here today to do something hopefully to alleviate some of your boredom while we're self-isolating and staying safe indoors. So I was thinking of something that I enjoyed when I was growing up in the 80s.
Stop lying, Dad.
In the late 70s. One of my favourite programmes on TV was called Jack and Ori, and some of your mums and dads and grandmas and grandads might remember Jack and Ori, and it involved someone reading a story. So I picked a story for us to listen to today, and the story that I've picked for us to read is this story, The Sad Story of Veronica Who Played the Violin. It's by David Biggin. It's one of my daughter's favourite books, as you can see, because she's actually graffitied the top of the book. So we're going to have the story today, and hopefully enjoy it. And if you watch right through to the end, there will be a challenge at the end for some of you to join in. So this is the sad story of Veronica, who played the violin. It's been an explanation of why the streets are not full of happy dancing people, like they are at the moment, I suppose. Veronica played the violin. At first she wasn't very good. In fact, she was awful. Her first teacher left for China. Her second teacher, Mrs. Leone, was deaf. Mrs. Leone read sad stories and said, "Very nice, dear, you just need to practice a lot." Veronica did practice a lot because she was determined. It was terrible for the neighbours. She's determined, they moaned. The practice made Veronica play better. So she practiced all the time. She is getting better, the neighbours wailed, but she practices all the time. By the time her next birthday came, Veronica could play really beautifully. For her birthday, the whole family went on a picnic. After tea, Veronica played the violin. It was her first concert. The music she played was so beautiful that everyone cried into the fizzy drinks. Not long after that, Veronica's headmaster asked her why she never did any homework. "I have to practice the violin," said Veronica, and showed him. "How beautifully sad," said the headmaster. "You must play at the school concert." Veronica played. That was the second concert. At the concert was a famous music man. The next day, he chased Veronica from school, shouting that he would make her rich and famous. Veronica left school and became a star. Soon her records were being played everywhere. It seemed as though it could make the whole world cry. Veronica's most successful concert ended with a flood. In fact, there was a storm at the time, but Veronica and her music were given all the credit. Then one day, Veronica said, "Enough. All I've ever done is play the violin. I want adventure. I'm off to the deepest, darkest jungle." "Oh no, please," sobbed the music man. Her mother wept too. "You'll be eaten alive," she cried. Mothers always know best. "Don't worry, my violin can calm the fiercest beast," smiled Veronica. That afternoon, she went to the safari park to prove it. Because she was famous, the guards let her try. To their amazement, the lions just lay down and wept. Veronica had proved the point, and the following day, her parents drove her to the big ship. They felt very sad as they waved her goodbye. Veronica thought the voyage wonderful, and at night she played beautifully sad music to the moon. The ship's pumps had to be kept going all the time. When the ship landed, the men in uniform told Veronica, "You can't go into the jungle alone. You'll have to go with these fearless hunters or you'll be eaten alive." "Okay," said Veronica. For days, Veronica and the fearless hunters marched through the jungle. Not so very exciting, thought Veronica. She never once played a violin. Then, one afternoon, as they crossed a clearing, a tiger, a leopard, and a lion appeared at the same time. At once, the fearless hunters ran away, leaving Veronica alone. Veronica wasn't at all worried. Calmly, she took out a violin and began to play. The animals stopped and listened, but they didn't cry. After days of not playing, the music sounded different. It was still beautiful, but now it was happy. The animals began to dance and other animals arrived and joined in. Soon the clearing was full of dancing animals. "Great," thought Veronica. "Enough of all that crying. When I get back, the streets will be full of happy dancing people. At that moment, from out of the jungle sprang an old lion. With one giant bite, he ate Veronica. She never even knew what happened. "What have you done?" cried the animals. "That was the most beautiful music we've ever heard." The old lion put his paw behind his ear and said, "What?" All of which explains why the streets aren't full of happy, dancing people. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. It's one that I've enjoyed with my children, and hopefully you'll enjoy it too. Well, if you want to have a go at writing a story a bit like Veronica, but maybe this time about why the streets aren't full of happy, smiling people, but why the streets might be full of happy, smiling people, I'd love to read it and sure some of your teachers would as well. So if you've got a spare 5 minutes on your hand in between watching YouTube and doing Joe Wicks, you might want to write a story for us to read, because we'd love to read them because we're missing you all. So if you'd like to write us a story and you want to send it to our email address, which is the one that will appear on the screen, hopefully magically, somewhere around here or up there or around there, and it's going to be help@bigginhill.hull.sch.uk. If you send us your story, we'll read them because we are missing you all. Hopefully I'll get to see some more of you this week on my rounds, dropping off some food parcels for some of you and catching up with you. Other than that, you take care, and hopefully we'll see you soon rather than later. Enjoy your Easter eggs. Bye.